Plant-based French toast. I've been craving it, so let's make some. Learn how to make some easy peasy French toast. It's so easy. Let me show you all the ingredients that you'll need. You'll need a little vanilla, and I like to buy the alcohol-free flavor. This comes from Trader Joe's. You'll need a little bit of cinnamon. You can use regular cinnamon. This is the one that I like to use, Ceylon cinnamon. This is the important ingredient. Yep, I show you just eggs all the time. I know you know that they're good for eggs, but they're also great to make your French toast. Lastly, this right here, your vegan brioche bread. Yes, French toast coming up, y'all. Guys, you're gonna get yourself a bowl as such. I like to use a wider bowl so that my bread will fit. I'm not trying to like stick it in there when it's time to dip before we put it in the pan to cook. First things first, you're gonna shake up your just egg really well, okay? You gotta shake it up. All right, we're going to pour, some of this just eggs in this. Oh my goodness, blooper. That was hilarious. Don't do that. Be gentle when you take the little thingy out, this little thingy, and you open it up. Be gentle, okay, so that it doesn't squirt everywhere. All right, so we're gonna pour in the just eggs, all right? We're just gonna coat the bottom of it, not too much, okay? Because this bread is not a very thick brioche bread. It's a thin one, so we don't need a lot. And we don't wanna waste any batter, okay? That's what I call this. Next up, I'm going to add, I would say about a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. It depends how much flavor, how much vanilla you want. You know, I measure from the spirit, okay? So for me, I usually just fill up this little cap here that comes on top, and that's kind of like how I measure how much vanilla I want, all right? That's it. Probably about a half a teaspoon. It depends, again, how much cinnamon you want. Okay, I would say a half a teaspoon would be good, or a teaspoon if you really like cinnamon. But the cinnamon and the vanilla is what's going to give your French toast that really yummy flavor, right? So I would say you can't taste the batter, but maybe cook one of your French toasts and taste it. If you feel like, ooh, I want it to be a little bit more savory, I need more cinnamon, more, then go add some more, okay? All right, we are going to mix it up. Just gonna mix it. I'm just mixing it with a fork so that it gets really mixed really well. Let me show you guys. BRB. All right, I have my spatula now. I'm making sure it's mixed in well. And earlier I mentioned that you're using this kind of size bowl so that your French toast, your bread, fits comfortably in the bowl. Sometimes a smaller bowl, you're kind of trying to move it all around and work it in. I think it's easier. And also, you don't have to use that vegan brioche. You can use a regular, regular bread, regular plant-based bread will work. Sourdough will work. That's yummy. I've done that before as well. All right, so we have our bread. Now, you can either dip it whole like this and cut it down the middle. In a triangular direction or down the middle. It's up to you. Or you can cut it before you cook it. I like to cut mine before I cook it because I like to cook even the inside part. I like all areas coated and crispy, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's slice and dice, all right? So I'm going to, with my handy dandy knife, just cut these into a traditional shape for French toast, which is usually down to like triangle, but you can cut it any way you like, okay? It doesn't matter. It's all going down the same way and will taste the same. Yum. So as you can see with this size bowl, I can fit 2 in here comfortably. So I'm gonna show you how I dip. I'm gonna turn the camera around, BRB, so I can show you how to dip, baby, dip. Okay, prior to dipping your French toast, you wanna make sure that your pot is hot. with your butter or oil, whatever your choice is. I like to kind of use a combination of butter and oil because the Just Eggs can tend to stick. Even in this pan, even in this great pan here, they will still stick. But you want to make sure it's ready to go, okay? Have it warmed up, cooked, hot and ready to go, okay? Because you don't want your bread to get extra soggy. Just a little tip. Okay, I got the pan hot, ready to go. So let's dip. All right, so I'm going to place 1 in there and 2 in there. Now you can use a tong if you don't want to get your hands all wet, but I use my hands, okay? They're clean. I make sure I coat all areas, sides, front, this part right here. I make sure they're all coated, but you got to move quick because you see how it's getting a little soggy there. It does not take long to get soggy, so you coat, coat, coat. You move your pan over and you place them in the pan. Ooh! All right, so I've been moving them around in the pan because, as I mentioned, Just Eggs will stick. It's just something about Just Eggs, and I'm not about, that oily life. I'm not trying to use a bunch of oil so that it doesn't stick. So mine will stick. So you want to get your spatula and you want to flip it, okay? Got it? So there you go. It could be better. We'll see if the second batch is a little bit more neater. Sometimes you got to do that first cook, when you cook in a pan. I've noticed that the first go round is a little, but when the pan gets kind of oily and heated and cooked in, the second batch is a little bit better. So we'll do 1 more batch, okay? But I'm okay with this, okay? I'm fine with it. So I mentioned that I like to cook all areas of my French toast. Even, this is just the excess part. You can just, from the Just Eggs, just push that over to the side, okay? You can leave it on there. You can push it, and there you go. French toast, boo. We'll do 1 more. All right, you guys, you just flip it, you turn it, you let the excess debris, and you plop it in your pan, okay? It's ready to go. Now, you just kind of wait for the sides to get a little crispy before you know you can turn it over. But you can keep flipping it until it's the color you want. Some people like light skin French toast. Some people like dark skin French toast. I'm kind of like a medium girly. I like them a little dark, but not too dark. These are perfect, okay? So as I mentioned, it's something about that first batch when you're cooking in the stove. It just tends to stick a little, but by the second go round, perfection, okay? Perfection, y'all, look. No sticking. Ah! Bomb, right? All right, these came out a little more crispy. Nice. I love it. So I have a little bit of batter left, and what I will do is try and mix around to get the rest of the cinnamon, and I'm just gonna make a couple more, and that's why I mentioned the batter is important to measure. You don't want too much if you're not trying to make too much, okay? You don't want to waste. Just Eggs is expensive. It's like $10. So you don't want to waste it. Okay, so we could do the one without cutting method. See? Dip, dip, dip. Turn it over. Dip, dip, dip. You turn it over. You get the edges. Dip, dip, dip. Turn it over. And use the rest of your batter. And put that buddy in there. Okay, I would say about maybe a minute to cook on each side. Again, depending on how light, how dark you want your French toast. There you go. If you don't want to cut it and you want just the whole thing or cut it later, there you go. Perfect. Perfectly golden. Yum! All right, guys, golden brown, delicious French toast. And it's all Helena. It's the Helena show. It's the what show? Who got this?
Helena got this.
Helena got this. And if you like, finishing touch is you can add a little powdered sugar, because what's French toast without a little powdered sugar on top? That's it, an easy peasy French toast recipe. Please tag me if you make it and follow me, your plant-based foodie, for more.